So let us take an example on a round robin and see how this algorithm works. So I have three process and burst time given for each of the process, and here in the round robin time quantum or a time slice will be given. So here I have taken 4 millisecond as the time quantum or a time slice. So based on this time line, process will be executed. So if I say 4 millisecond, each of the process will be executed just for 4 millisecond, and after that they will be preempted and placed in the ready queue. If the process burst time is shorter than the time quantum, then they will complete its job. If the process burst time is greater than the time quantum, so they will be preempted and placed in the ready queue, so that they will be scheduled again to execute. So let us see how to draw the Gantt chart. Okay, so at 0 P1 will be executed. So for how many millisecond? For 4 millisecond. So here it is P1, I guess. So for 4 millisecond it has executed. The remaining job would be 20. Then the next one in the ready queue, it is P2. So for how much P2 is executed? 3 millisecond. That means it will complete its job. So it is 7. Then P3. Okay. So this also will complete its job. Then again in the ready queue, P1 is still pending. So for how many millisecond it will execute? For again 4 millisecond it will execute. So remaining will be 16. So 10 plus 4, it is 14. Again there is no other process. P1 itself is waiting over here. Again it will be scheduled for 4 millisecond. So P1, so it is 18, and the remaining would be here 12. Okay, again P1 itself will be remaining over here. So it will be 22, and here it will be how much? 8. Okay. And here again P1 will be remaining over here. Schedule it for 4 millisecond. It will be 26, and here it will be for 4. And finally last time slice of the process P1 will be executed. So 26 plus 4, it is 30, and this will become 0. This is how it is executed. So what is the waiting time of the P1 over here? You can see the Gantt chart. So waiting time is 0, and you have also here. So plus 10, yes, minus 4 is equal to 6. What is P2? 4. What is P3? 7. So 6 plus 4 plus 7 divided by 3. So it will come up to I think 15 point, I think 5.6 millisecond. Okay, and your turnaround time will be waiting time plus burst time. So 6 plus 24, it is 30. 4 plus 3, it is 7. 7 plus 3, it is 10. So 30 plus 7 plus 10 divided by 3, it will be 15.67 millisecond. Take the next example, where here you can see arrival time is given and burst time was also given. Time slice is 4 millisecond. Now since arrival time is given, you have to schedule the process based on the arrival time. Now here I will draw a box indicating it is a ready queue. Okay, and here is my Gantt chart. Okay, so at 0 obviously P1 will be scheduled for how many? 4 millisecond. Remaining will be 4. So P1 is already scheduled over here, which was there in the first in the ready queue. Okay, then at 4th millisecond or 4th arrival time, see which all processes are available. Since we don't have 4th arrival time, we have up to 3. So all P2, P3, P4 all are available at 4th millisecond or 4th arrival time. So write down P2, P3 and P4. That means what? After P1, P2, P3, P4 will be scheduled. After this, we don't have any processes left here. P1 will be placed back in the ready queue. so that it will be scheduled again. So let us start writing here. So after P1, according to the ready queue, P2 will be scheduled. So this will complete its job, it is 8. Then P3 comes here. So P3's remaining job, it is 5. If I allow it to execute for 4 millisecond, so how much it will be? 12. Okay. So once this has executed, so still 5 is remaining, again it will come back and wait in the ready queue for its chance. Okay. Then P4 will be scheduled. Okay. So this also will execute for 4 millisecond and remaining will be 1. So this will be how much? 16. Okay. So again P4 will come and wait in the ready queue for its chance. Okay. Now P1 has been executed, P2 also is executed, P3 also is executed, P4 also is executed. So the next one who is waiting in the ready queue, it is P1. So how much P1's burst time is remaining or pending over here? So it is 4. So it has completed its job. So it is 20. Then finally only P3 and P4 has been remaining. So P3 is waiting for its turn. I will schedule P3. So P3 it is 24. So how much it is remaining? Again 1 millisecond. So again what happened? It will come and wait in the ready queue for its chance over here. Okay. Then P4 will be scheduled, because you can see here after P3, P4 was waiting. So I will write P4. What is the burst time of P4? 1 millisecond. Yes, so 24 plus 1, 25. And finally last one, this has completed its job, last one is P3 and its burst time is 1, that I will schedule. So 25 plus 1, it is 26. This is how it is calculated for the round robin. So you know how to calculate the turnaround time. So turnaround time for the process is calculated as completion time minus arrival time. So for P1 it is 20 minus 0, P2 it is 8 minus 1, that is 20 is equal to 7, P3 it is 26 minus 2, 24, 25 minus 3, it is 22. So average turnaround time, it will come up to 18.25. Okay. And finally waiting time, turnaround time minus the burst time. So for P1 it is 20 minus 8, 12, P2 it is 7 minus 4, 3, P3 it is 24 minus 9, 15, and P4 it is 22 minus 5, it is 16. Average waiting time it is 11.5 millisecond.